Okay, those who are not given the feedback, you can give it before the completion of the class. Let us start the class. Uh, Yesterday we were discussing about uh, some definitions or terminologies used in mechanical vibrations. Later on, we have discussed about the main components of a vibrating system, right? There are three different components or three main components. One is inertial component. The second one is, what is the inertial component or inertial element and a restoring element or stiffness element. The third one is a damping element, right? Damping element. There are three different elements are there in a any mechanical system or vibrating system. Next thing, till now whatever we have discussed, it is on the basics of mechanical mechanical vibrations. Is only a basic concepts. Now onwards, we'll discuss about the examination point of view. We will have some derivations, some simple problems. These problems and derivations are very, very important uh, in the exam point of view. So the questions will be, these questions will be repeated in the previous examinations, and it is very important for the next coming examinations also, for test also. Okay. Okay. So you know what we have discussed in the last class. Am I audible? Chandan Charan Shetty. I think Charan Shetty has not paid the fees, right? I don't know. Just hello. Okay. Hello, Yashwant and Charan. You are not there in the fees paid list, so that's why I have not sent a link. It is from department side. There was a clear instruction from the department side that there is some amount of fees is pending, so you need to pay the fees and then you can join the class. Uh, if there is any issues related to what scholarship and all, you can send a mail to HOD, head of the department, that you have these issues so that you can pay the fees later. So like that, you need to send a mail to your HOD. Later, HOD will allow you to sit in the class or to join the class. Please, especially Yashwant R. Yashwant R. I don't know about Charan. Charan, I think you are also in the list. I have allowed
Sir,
you to
1,000 rupees
class.
pending, sir.
I don't know, maybe 1,000 or 10 rupees, but you are not there in the list. I don't know. You discuss with HOD and then it's better to join. Now it's okay because I have allowed you to inform this matter to you, both Yashwant and Charan. Okay, so next we have discussed a simple vibrating system, a spring mass system. We have M. This is a spring constant K. This is the vibrating body. Is vibrating about the neutral axis or equilibrium point. Equilibrium point. Two extreme ends, right? Two extreme ends. Now, all the vibrating body or the displacement curve is a simple harmonic motion. Is a simple harmonic motion that also we have discussed. Why it is simple harmonic motion? It is a two and fourth motion. Two and fourth motion. So that's why it is called as simple harmonic motion. All the vibrating body exhibits a simple harmonic motion. So we can derive an equation for the displacement or the equation for the simple harmonic motion if the body is or if the particle or the element is vibrating with simple harmonic motion. Let us take equation for write down equation for simple harmonic motion. Simple harmonic motion. Write down. This is very, very important. Simple harmonic.
So presentation is not visible,
Oh,
sir.
thank you. ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ವಿಂಡೋ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಹಾ, is the screen is visible? Okay, thank you. So equation for a simple harmonic motion. Simple harmonic motion. This is very, very important. So we have taken example as a spring mass system. Spring mass system. So I'll give you the figure. I'll rewrite the figure. Just copy this, okay? We'll go a little bit faster. Please follow me. This is a spring. There is a mass. This is M. And we have, let us take another color. This is a equilibrium line, minimum position, maximum extent. Okay, now the amplitude, this is, let us take this as K, okay, the spring constant K, capital K, and this is the ground. This is what equilibrium position. Equilibrium position. Okay, now let us say this is an equilibrium position. The mass is equilibrium position. Now, I think you have already copied, right? If not, you just copy these things. Finished.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I have given two different positions from the equilibrium position. One, if you put a force, or if you apply a force on this mass, if you pull it down, it goes to this position. This is the extreme point in the lower direction or in the downward direction. And if you leave it, this will be the extreme position where the mass can reach in the upward direction. So these 2 points are extreme positions, and the maximum displacement of the mass is, let us take it as the maximum displacement as, the maximum displacement as A, capital A. This is positive, this is negative A. Why it is A? It is denoted as amplitude, right? A, or amplitude, is denoted by A, capital A. What is A? It is a maximum displacement. Why it is positive? Because it is, so the expansion takes place, the spring will be expanded, and minus A because spring will be compressed. So that's why it is negative, it is positive. A plus A minus A. Equilibrium position, it is 0. A is equal to 0. The displacement is 0. Now, the displacement can be shown in a curve like this. Okay, if you initially we are going to pull it right down, so the curve will be like this, and it moves up, it will come to the neutral position, then again it goes up, come down. This is the first completion of the first cycle. Then again second cycle starts, second cycle completes here, third cycle starts, like that it will continue, right? Instead of showing this in a curve or the simple harmonic motion, you can show it in a circle. In a circle, let us consider this is the mass m. If you pull it, what happens? Let us consider a point is somewhere here. Okay, so if you pull it, what happens? Let us take this is the radius, and it starts to rotate. Let us consider a particle is rotating. Okay, so it starts to move, and it will reach the extreme position from this position to this position, A. So from this position to this position, that is the first moment, moving down. Next, if you move it further, it moves up and it will come to the equilibrium point from here to here. First motion is this one, downward. This is downward. Okay, and again it is upward, upward, right? Next, if you move further, so it moves up, right? So this is upward, upward, and it will reach to minus A. Minus A is somewhere here, right? Again, if you move it down, so once it reaches the extreme point, it will come back to equilibrium position. Equilibrium position. So this is what the one complete cycle. One complete cycle. One complete cycle is nothing but 360 degree. 360 degree. So we have completed one complete cycle. What is this? One complete cycle. Starting position is this one, 0 position. Maximum displacement here, plus A. 0. Again minus A. Again 0. So starting from here, and we'll end up with this same point. We'll come back to its same position. So that leads to a one complete cycle. One complete cycle. We have completed one cycle. That is from 0 here, 0 here. So moving down to minus A. This is minus A. See, this is displacement. Okay, displacement minus A, minus A. This is minus A. Moving up, 0, 0. This is 0. We have reached to this point. Next, it goes up, reaches to plus A, reaches to plus A. Next, reaches to plus A. Then it will come back to 0. Come back to 0. This is 0 position, right? This is 0 position. So this is what one complete cycle. One complete cycle. This is a cycle. One cycle. Understood? No need to copy this one, okay? Just simple harmonic motion curve. Only just copy this circle. Again, if you move further, then it goes to the second cycle. Second cycle will end up with this point, and so on. So you can represent the simple harmonic motion in a circle, to derive an equation for the simple harmonic motion. Okay. After that, here the displacement x is equal to 0 at this point. X is equal to 0 at this point. X is equal to A, capital A, maximum displacement. Here x is equal to A. This is positive A. This is negative A. You can write it as minus A. plus A. Okay, so plus A minus A. Finished? Copied the figure. Okay. So next is initial position is 0. You know that. This is the initial position, right? This is the initial position. Now, what I'm going to do, this is the initial position, 0 position. I'm going to rotate an angle of theta. Angle of theta. So if you rotate or if you pull it down to an angle of theta, this is angle theta. Okay. So if you rotate it by an angle of theta, now we need to find out the value of displacement. So this is the point we have reached after moving it at an angle of theta. An angle of theta. So now what is the displacement? The displacement is here. It is x. I don't know what is x. This is theta. I need to find out the value of x. Theta. Now, you know this. What is this? This distance is capital A. Amplitude, right? Because it's a radius. Radius is same everywhere. If this is a radius, this distance is radius, means capital A, right? This is A, correct? Capital A. Amplitude of vibration, A. If this distance is A, automatically this also becomes A. This is A, this is X, and this is angle theta. Please copy this. See, I know the distance, or I know the distance traveled or displacement of the mass at this point. This is A, capital A plus A. This is minus A. But what will be the displacement for this point? Any arbitrary point in between 0 to A. So that is at an angle of theta. At an angle of theta. Please write down all the points, whatever I have labeled on the figure. Okay. I hope you finished. Very simple. Okay, nothing in that. You just draw this figure. Drawing the figure is somewhat complicated, but I don't know it is complicated or not. But if the figure is proper, then you can easily derive the equation. Not an issue. Okay. Next. Next. Finished? Write down a particle. Particle means mass, okay? A particle is moving with angular velocity omega. Why I'm going to take it as angular velocity? Because here the linear motion or the longitudinal motion we are going to convert into angular motion. We have converted that into angular motion because we have taken it in a circle. Please understand, this is a linear motion, but we have converted that into angular motion. We have taken a particle, and the particle is rotating on a circle, and we are going to compare the particle or the motion of the particle to the mass, or the mass is moving in a longitudinal direction, okay, or a linear direction. So linear motion is converted into an angular motion. That's why here the body is moving down and it is moving up. right? It is up and down motion, a to or fro motion that is converted into an angular motion. The particle is moving from zero position to an angle of theta with an angle with a angular velocity. You know what is angular velocity? Angular velocity is rate of change of angle or rate of change of angle with respect to time, right? Correct. So angular velocity is nothing but radians per second. Change of angle with respect to time. So the angle it is moving, or the point is moving from point zero position or equilibrium position to a point here at an angle of theta. So this theta occupying theta with respect to time is the angular velocity that is given here. Omega. Omega is nothing but d theta by dt. D theta by dt. Therefore, omega is equal to delta theta, change in angle with respect to change in time. Change in time, or you can simply denote it as theta by t. Theta by t. Therefore, here omega is equal to theta by t. Therefore, theta is equal to omega t. Theta is equal to omega t. Omega t. So here the time is very, very important. We are going to consider the time because if there is a SHM, we are going to draw the curve time versus or displacement versus time, right? Displacement versus time curve. So the curve is like this. Whatever we have drawn here in a circle, that can be converted into SHM. SHM is a curve drawn displacement versus time. Displacement versus time. So that's why I'm going to convert this linear motion into a circular motion, and I'm going to convert the motion into a in terms of angular velocity, time, and angle, that is theta, omega, and t. So this is the first equation, very first equation. Is there any doubt? It's a very basic thing. Any doubt? Any doubt? Hello?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Let us go to the next equation. Next equation. Okay. So, this is x, okay. Okay. A particle is moved to a position, or a particle is rotated and moved to a position at an angle theta. The displacement is given by the displacement is given by here the total displacement. You know what is displacement, right? This body is rotated an angle of theta. Now, what is the total displacement? What is the linear displacement? X. So this is x. This is x right here. Now we need to find out the value of linear displacement. So x is given by, see here, this is angle theta. So x is here, this is a hypotenuse. So sine theta given by sine theta is equal to, what is sine theta? Sine theta is equal to x by a from triangle It is not necessary because I have not given a name for the triangle. It will be confusing. You can write it as sine theta is equal to x by a. Therefore, x is equal to displacement is equal to a into sine theta. A into sine theta. Please copy this. Copied? Okay, here theta is equal to omega t. Therefore, you can rewrite the equation. X is equal to a sine omega t. Number 2. Why it is omega t? Theta is equal to, from equation number 1, theta is equal to omega t. Please copy this. Equation number 2. This is what the equation for the displacement. What is this? It is the equation for the displacement at any angle. Okay. Okay. Now, the velocity is given by dx by dt, differentiation of displacement with respect to time. It is equal to, differentiate this equation number 2 with respect to time, dx by dt is equal to a omega is a constant, cos omega t, a omega cos omega t. This is what the equation number 3. This is velocity equation. Very simple. Similarly, the acceleration is given by a is equal to dv by dt. You need to differentiate equation number 3 with respect to time. It is equal to a omega, one more omega will be multiplied, that is omega square. A is a constant, right? A omega square, differentiation of cos theta minus sine omega t. Avaneesh, is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. Very simple differentiation. I don't think you're finding difficulties in this. Okay. So after writing equation number 2, 3, and 4, these 3 equations are very, very important. 2, 3, and 4. One is for the displacement, general equation for displacement for SHM. Second one is a velocity equation. Third one is a acceleration equation. So I can write this acceleration equation. I can rewrite this acceleration equation like this. This is a plus a omega square sine omega t is equal to 0. Okay. Now, from equation number equation number 2, look at this equation number 2. X is equal to A into sine omega t. So A into sine omega t. A into sine omega t is nothing but X. So I'll rewrite this equation. A plus omega square X is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. This is equation number 5. Why? Because from equation number 2, we have X is equal to A into sine omega t. Sine omega t. Therefore, sine omega t is replaced by X. This is what the equation for simple harmonic motion. What it says? Acceleration plus omega square into X is equal to 0. This is what the equation for, or a general equation for simple harmonic motion. Simple harmonic motion. What it says? A plus omega square x into omega square x is equal to 0. Very simple equation. Equation for simple harmonic motion. Equation 5 is called as equation for simple harmonic motion. Simple harmonic motion. Below that, now we need to find out the value of displacement, maximum displacement. Therefore, maximum displacement. What will be the maximum displacement equation? Maximum displacement from equation 2. Displacement equation is 2, right? From equation number 2, x is equal to A sine omega t. Sine omega t. So maximum value will be when sine omega t is equal to 1. So x max is equal to A. Sine 90 is equal to 1, right? Sine 90. Omega t is nothing but theta, right? Theta is equal to omega t. When theta is equal to 90, then x will become maximum, x max. That is A. So the maximum displacement can be obtained in this motion is A, capital A, right? So that we'll get it here. Maximum. When omega t is equal to 90. Similarly, Vmax, velocity maximum, cos omega t is 0, then only it will become maximum. So that is A into omega. Cos 0 is 1. When omega t is equal to 0 or theta is equal to 0. Copied? Hello, all of you copied this equation? Now, what is the equation for the displacement equation for simple harmonic motion? A plus omega square into x is equal to 0. Equation number 5. Okay. Next, suppose below this, suppose we start we start the timing after angle phi that we have discussed yesterday, phase angle or a phase difference phi from this position. The displacement equation will be x is equal to a sine omega t plus phi. So instead of starting from 0, if you start what is that? Okay. So if you start from here like this, or sometimes you're starting from here. So this difference is the no phase difference. This is called as phi, phase difference. So that is a general equation for displacement. Similarly, you can write the equation for velocity, acceleration, and final equations. Okay. Copied? Next, note. Note. Very, very important. Note. Relationship between the angular velocity. This note is very, very important for this problem solving. Okay, velocity, angular velocity, that is omega, and frequency. Yep, is given by. This is very, very important note. This is very, very important by solving the problem. So Fn or F is equal to omega divided by 2 phi. Omega divided by 2 phi. This is the relationship between angular velocity omega and natural frequency or natural frequency. Or if you consider it is a natural frequency, you know what is natural frequency, right? Omega n divided by 2 phi. Natural frequency is the frequency of free vibration. Free vibration. Only during the first cycle, we are going to apply the load and we'll leave it to vibrate. So the frequency of the free vibration is called as natural frequency. Similarly, time period is equal to T, capital T, it is equal to 1 by F, right? 1 by Fn is equal to 1 by Fn, inverse of Fn, that is 2 pi by omega n. You know what is frequency? Frequency is equal to 1 by T, or T is equal to 1 by F. You need to remember this formula, Fn equation. Fn is equal to omega n divided by 2 pi. Or general equation, F is equal to omega by 2 pi. Why it is omega n or omega by 2 pi, I can tell you why it is like this. You can remember the formula, but you should know why it is like this, right? Okay. See here, what is frequency? Frequency is the number of cycles per second, right? Number of cycles per second. What is one cycle? One cycle is nothing but one revolution, right? If you see this circle, one revolution, 0 to 0, 360 degree, right? The total angle covered by one cycle is 360. It is 360 degree. It is equal to 2 pi. 2 pi radians, right? 2 pi radians. 1 cycle per second means 2 pi radians per second. 1 cycle per second is nothing but 2 pi radians per second. If it is rotating with angular velocity omega n is nothing but omega n radians per second, right? Omega n radians per second. 2 pi radians per second is nothing but 1 cycle. 2 pi radians per second is nothing but 1 cycle. Therefore, omega n radians per second, that is Fn, right? Fn. So, if you divide this 2 pi means 1 cycle, 360 degree by omega n, so it will gives you the number of cycles per second. Number of cycles per second. So, omega n divided by 2 pi. 2 pi is nothing but 1 cycle. Omega n is angular velocity per unit time per second. So, angular velocity, angle covered by unit time divided by 2 pi means it is 1 cycle. So, it will gives you the number of cycles. Number of cycles per second if it is rotating with omega n speed. So, that is the indication. Okay. Okay. I think I have already copied. I can go to the next concept. Shall I go to the next concept? Okay. Next is the principle of superposition. Principle of superposition, or also it is called as addition of two simple harmonic motions. Two simple harmonic motion. Okay, it is also called as principle of superposition, or it is also called as addition of two simple harmonic motions. Two simple harmonic motions. Consider a particle, write down below that. Consider a particle subjected to two simple harmonic motions. Consider a particle subjected to two simple harmonic motions of the same frequency. Of the same frequency. Of the same frequency. Of the same frequency in the same direction. In the same direction. The amplitude and phase angles. The amplitude and the phase angles of these two motions. The amplitude and the phase angles of these two motions will be different. Here the frequency is same, but amplitude and phase angles are different. Okay, amplitude and phase angles are different. Then the motion will be different. Then the motion will be different. If these two If these two motions are added, then the resultant is then the resultant is then the resultant is then the resultant is still a simple harmonic motion. Still a simple harmonic motion. Still a simple harmonic motion. The principle of adding two simple harmonic motion is called as principle of superposition. The principle of adding two simple harmonic motion of same frequency. The principle of adding two simple harmonic motion of same frequency is known as principle of superposition. Is known as principle of superposition. Principle of superposition. So next line, addition of two SHM can be done by two methods. One is analytical method. Second one is graphical method. There are two methods to add two simple harmonic motion. One is analytical method, another one is graphical method. So we are going to solve some problems on this analytical method, and we'll check the solution by graphical method. Whether the analytical method is correct or not, we'll check it by a graphical method. We'll solve a few problems in the next classes. So this is on addition of two simple harmonic motion. I have given a definition that what is the principle of superposition or addition of two simple harmonic motion. Let us consider, what is simple harmonic motion, and the body is vibrating with a frequency. Let us consider this is the body. Okay. If the body is vibrating, let us take a first simple harmonic motion, one SHM for the same body. First simple harmonic motion. Let us take this as x is equal to, what is the equation? A sine omega t. This is the first simple harmonic motion, and the displacement equation is given like this, and the curve will be like this. Okay, what is frequency? So I'm going to take a second simple harmonic motion, SHM. The equation is like this, that is A sine omega t plus phi. There is a phase difference. Plus phi is nothing but it starts from here, not from 0, but it starts from here. Right? Like this. So I can show it in a different color. And this is the second curve. What is phi indicates? It is a time lag. Time lag is this one. This is phi. Okay, actually this is time TL. So the relationship between theta and t, right? So I can convert that into this x-axis into, instead of time, you can convert that into theta and omega. So this is a time lag, that is phi. So instead of starting at 0, it starts from some amplitude. So that's why this is a time lag, or it is called as a phase difference. Phase difference angle is phi, or you can denote it as theta also, no problem. Okay. Sometimes some book has mentioned it as theta. So principle of superposition is nothing but here. Let us take amplitude is different. Okay, amplitude is not same. There is a small difference in the amplitude. Let us consider amplitude is not same. Okay, I'm going to take second curve. Blue colored curve is having amplitude somewhat different from the first curve, somewhat larger. Okay, amplitude is larger, but he is telling that there is no difference in frequency. Frequency is same. What do you mean by frequency? Frequency is equal to 1 by time. Frequency means, see, this is the time, first cycle. This is the first cycle, right? This is the time taken for first cycle, first cycle. So time taken for the second cycle is also same. But if you consider the time taken for the second curve, blue curve, let us consider from the starting from this point, end up with this point. This is time taken for. So this time for the first curve and the second curve, both are same, or frequency is also same for both the curve. Okay, the frequency and the time period is same for both the curve or both the simple harmonic motion, but there is a phase difference, that's all. In such cases you can add, otherwise you cannot add. So if the frequency is different, so then the other concept is, you might have heard beat principle. So it can give you a beat. It can give you a beat if the frequency is different. Frequency is different. If the frequency is same, there is a phase difference, then superposition takes place. Superposition and beat is both are different concepts. If the frequency is same, if there is a phase difference, then superposition takes place. If the frequency is different, then beat principle or beat phenomena will exist in a vibrating system. So that we will discuss later, beat principle. But for today's class, we'll consider only a superposition. Superposition is nothing but, what is the condition for superposition? Time period or the frequency must be same for both the SHM. By that condition, you can add two SHM and we'll get a new curve. That curve will be, see here, if you add the amplitude of first one and second one, we'll get a curve like this. A new curve will be having the same frequency, but amplitude will be different. So amplitude will be addition of first amplitude and the second amplitude. First curve and the second curve will get amplitude of new curve. We'll get a new simple harmonic motion. So if you add two simple harmonic motion of same frequency, we'll get a new simple harmonic motion with amplitude of addition of amplitude of first curve and second curve. Okay, that is the concept. So that we will discuss in the next class. We'll solve some problems by adding two simple harmonic motion and we'll get a new simple harmonic motion in the next class. Any doubt in this concept? Any doubt? Hello?
No, sir. No, sir.
No doubt?
No, sir.
Shall we close the class? Is there any doubt in the superposition of two simple harmonic motions?
No, sir.
Hello?
No, sir.
No, right? So I can give you one more time.
No.
So the first one, we have a simple curve like this, right? So this is one cycle. Time taken for one complete cycle is t. Second curve will be having a phase difference of phi, but amplitude is different. Amplitude is not same. Amplitude is different, but the frequency is same. You can observe frequency is same. Frequency means time is same. This is first cycle, right? Time. See, this one is the time taken for the second curve, t, capital T, right? This t and this t is same. T is same, automatically f will become also same, right? F1 is equal to F2. If T1 is equal to T2, this is T2, this is T1. If T1 is equal to T2, then automatically F1 is equal to F2. For this condition, you can add two simple harmonic motion and we'll get a new simple harmonic motion. Will have different amplitude, but the frequency will become the same frequency. Frequency will be same, but amplitude will be different. That is the concept. I hope you understood. We'll finish it today. Just a minute, I'll take an attendance. So I have to copy the chat box. Text, I don't know how many. Just a minute. ಮೊಹಮ್ಮದ್ ಗೌಸ್ ತನಕ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಯಾರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬೇಗ. Just a minute, I'll take attendance. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ, ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ.